Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 326 of the Reforce Podcast. The miners are Talado. Join me today, Christian Talado.
We're here to celebrate the life, the myth, the legend of Toriyama, Eric.
The GOAT.
See, like, very few people reach legendary status. Toriyama has reached legendary status. Your comments.
The man will live forever, Christian. Christian, as people know, you can see, right up there, forever. They've been in the background.
So there's a lot of intellectuals out there, quote-unquote intellectuals, that say wanting to live forever or to leave a legacy is folly, is, not to be sought after. All these intellectuals out there.
Right.
But what do they say to the legends that actually make it? The scant few, as Kyle would say.
The scant few men.
To actually reach legendary status. Very few, Eric, reach that status.
Mexico is in shambles.
Will they ever recover?
I don't think they will. They might. Who knows? There might be a.
The world is in shambles, Eric. What are they gonna do? Toriyama, the man who birthed the shonen battle manga genre.
Oda messages. Kishimoto.
Everyone's giving out their messages, Eric. Kubo giving out his messages.
Kishimoto claiming that Toriyama is the god of manga, Christian.
Many people do. Araki does.
Araki wishes. Christian, we talked about this many times throughout the years.
Yeah.
Unmatched, unsurpassed paneling and action. The man somehow can have three points of action in one panel and be clear.
Eric, Oda said it himself.
The flow is immaculate.
Oda said it himself. The man gave birth to manga.
Here's a question. Toriyama, famous for not playing anything. Going week to week. Whatever. Do you think that aids his flow in his pen? And there's no planning, there's no structure, it just flows. Do you think that's a factor?
It's a factor. Because he's really only thinking about action. Sure, he's got plots, sure, he's got narratives, and he's got some legendary moments. We're not going to take that away from him. But he's always thinking about action. That's his number one goal. It's clean martial arts action, Eric.
Before we get any deeper, a toast to the man. We have the classic Captain Morgan. For special occasions.
For special occasions, the captain comes out.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The legend.
The man, the myth, the legend.
That's a spice rum. We wouldn't be here without Dragon Ball. Oda wouldn't be here without Dragon Ball. No, Christian, the legacy's just unmatched. Goku, the man, icon.
Eric, well, I guess we actually get into the show.
Right.
But we're just going to go through Dragon Ball, reminisce on the legend, on the memories. But the world, Eric, everyone knows a lot. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Trunks, Gohan. Alright, everyone knows these characters.
Right.
Everyone our age and a little older grew up on Dragon Ball Z, on that English dub with the better music and voice acting. Alright, I'm gonna make that claim. Everyone grew up with that.
Reading the people's messages, the key from everyone, from the artists, from the creators, Oda, etc. The fun, Christian.
The man's a fun man.
He wanted to have fun. He bought fun, and maybe that's what's missing these days.
Or just trying to bring it back.
Maybe people get too deep in the technical aspects, the themes, the messages. Fun's important.
See, Dragon Ball always had a goofy, lighthearted aspect to it. Even in dire situations, you got Boo fucking around. You got always gags with Vegeta. Vegeta's always getting gagged.
Vegeta sandbagging.
Eric. There's always, people think Dragon Ball is all edge. Alright?
Well, those A and Vs.
They think Dragon Ball's all edge.
Those early day A and Vs, Christian.
They're like, why do we have the fisheye lens on? It's very strange. The camera's stuffing up.
There we go.
But it's always the mix between action, drama, and goofy. That's what makes it so good. And we're gonna get into that, Eric. Alright? Let's get into this episode. All about Dragon Ball, all about Toriyama, and the brilliance of simplicity, Eric. You see, Eric, can you tell me the plot of Dragon Ball, the original?
A bunch of guys you have to defeat and find the dragon. First part's just find the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, adventure. Goku unmatched, unparalleled. Then he meets Master Roshi, teaches him the way. Meets Krillin, they train together. They learn how to have a bond. Krillin dies during a martial arts tournament, Eric, Ribu an army. Then, of course, King Piccolo Saga, all sorts of things going on. Of course, peel off the classic gag villain.
Buggy.
The Buggy, Eric.
Mr. Hercules, Christian, Mr. Satan, the Buggy also.
Eric, see, Dragon Ball really does capture that light-hearted tone with the action. Is it ever really serious, Dragon Ball? Maybe King Piccolo, maybe. But Dragon Ball, always very light-hearted. Even though we got the Red Ribbon Army, Goku solos, no diffs. Alright? Eric, the thing I want to talk about the most...
He does beat a lot of goons just with gag shit.
There is a lot of gag shit, Eric. We acknowledge that.
Right.
But I just want to take a step back. I just want to acknowledge the unparalleled mastery of vehicle design for Toriyama.
Beautiful designs. Technology,
pure precision and skill in these vehicles, Eric. No warping, nothing out of place. So vehicles are all geometry.
right?
And they're hard because you can't fuck it up. You can't go out of the geometry. Otherwise you get things called warping.
His style is
It's
immaculate.
iconic. And every single vehicle, every time, immaculate. Bomber's bike, always drawn perfectly. The cars, the Capsule Corp technology, the Scouters, the whatever you want to say. The man, I've never seen it in the game, Eric.
He has his own design language of the technology.
That's right. The tech,
So a lot of people just do like whatever with the tech, but he has his own style with the technology. Builds the world.
and it's perfect. It has its own style, its own feel, Eric.
It's rounded, but then heavily detailed in the mechanics and the mechanisms. The wrapping around it very clean.
This man clearly loves technology and loves car design and he loves vehicle design. And then you mix that with the simplistic character design. Very simple character design. You got the classic 80s baggy pants and shit.
The gi.
The gi for Goku. But everyone else is in 80s gear.
The Saiyan armor.
Classic. Simplistic character design. Complicated details.
Some was saying, I don't know if this is true, but he was the first to have chill out gear in between arcs.
Eric, of
The-
course,
the
what
chill
was
and
before
fit.
Dragon Ball? I guess technically fits in the North Star, maybe, but at the same time, Saint Seiya, it
Yu-Gi-Oh.
had it. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh was straight up. Everyone has a uniform, basically.
Yeah. But, Toriyama, an eye for fashion, an eye for vehicles, and of course we have to talk about the action. Unparalleled action, and the most impressive thing is the line work.
Pen.
Araki, the penmanship.
Right.
Clean, crisp. Not a single line out of place or extra.
Exactly the right amount.
Precision, efficiency.
I think people get away with when they start thinking about paneling, they think about, is this a cool design? If you can read the page with no complication, masterful work. Dragon Ball is one of the easiest reads you'll ever read.
Bang, you're done.
Clean, simple.
You understand what's going
You
on?
follow the action, you follow the ducks, the dives. the martial arts combat, the Kamehamehas, Christian.
You see, for me, the most impressive thing is you go read something like One Punch Man, right? The remade manga version.
Right.
Skill, clarity, epicness, great art quality. I'm gonna take it away from the man, Eric. But heavily detailed, heavily rendered. We got effects going on, multiple Copic techniques.
Does it take away from Does it take away from the cleanliness, Christian? The clarity.
Kind of, not really, Eric. But what I'm talking about is the efficiency. Toriyama goes, let's strip all that effects back. Let's strip all those techniques back.
Most of his combat's just speedlight backgrounds. And it aids the combat.
Let's strip everything back and go to the bare essentials. How do I get power and speed from the bare essentials? And that's legendary, Eric.
Basic. Clean,
Eric. Basic form and technique to its highest form. And we're just talking about the manga, alright? We're just talking about the art and the visual language of Dragon Ball right now, Eric.
If you're an aspiring comic artist manga, it's essential reading.
If you want to do action, if you want to do action empowerment.
Masterclass.
Eric, of course.
Christian, it's been what? 40 years? Still unsurpassed.
See, Eric, people bring up Berserk.
And you might think, well, he has this interesting style where the right things have such clean detail, but then other things that's heavily detailed.
That's right.
Like the smoke effects. Intricate, deep, show depth and form. Lots of detailing going on.
That's what I mean by the simplified character. He cares so much about the silhouette.
Right. The iconography of the character.
The way the character
idea.
moves.
Right.
He understands it, Eric. He understands it all. And this is the first man. See, Eric, this is why we need new shit.
New artists.
Because it's the purest form. Toriyama had a few things before him. He had Astro Boy.
Right.
You want to bring up Journey to the West, okay, maybe clear influence. Clear influence.
Sure, but it's not really a adaptation of Journey to the West.
No, I'm not saying that.
Right.
But there's clear influence there.
Right.
You've got, of course, heavily inspired by Kung Fu film.
Have you seen, Christian,
Yeah.
the Miyamoto quote that Mario runs like Ariel from Dr. Slump? Directly inspired.
That's right.
She runs with her hands out.
Speed.
Like Mario.
Go take off, Eric. See, Eric, it's the vacuum Toriyama drew in, where there's nothing but he is the pioneer.
Right.
So he gets to decide all the rules. So all the rules are basically built with Toriyama.
It's pure. It's innate.
It's a pure
It's
expression.
him. Maybe everything coming after it's slightly imitation.
Of course, Eric, we're not going to act like he literally was the first guy to create a comic.
Sure.
Right, that's not true. But in terms of action battle shonen, there's no denying Toriyama's the father. And a go.
Even the archetypes in the writing style. Goku, the shonen protagonist. Vegeta,
The Edge Master.
the Edge Master.
Bulma,
the waifu.
Eric, then the waifu disappeared in Z, but Z's
She's
mad
a rep.
everything. She's a rep. But we're just talking about Dragon Ball for now. I want to bring up something else. Eric, have you read a little bit of Astro Boy?
I hear bits and pieces.
It is interesting because it's clearly a prototype of how comics and manga should be done.
The rules of how to read it weren't even established. He kind of established the rules of the manga.
A bit of a foundation.
Right. Some stuff's illegible.
Yeah.
If you know how to read manga now, you'd have to have instructions on how to read early Astro Boy.
Yeah. Toriyama came in and simplified the game. Instant hit, Dragon Ball Eric.
Right.
Instant hit. See, Eric, you go back and read like Sensei manga, that anatomy is not good.
Right.
Good effects, good rendering. Anatomy, not good. Dragon Ball, stylized, perfect anatomy.
Right.
Every line is in the right place, every muscle is in the right place. Every action, every reaction. You look at early Ippo. Muscle placement's all over the place.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Right.
But Toriyama had a deep understanding of the muscle.
Of course, Dragon Ball not his first manga.
No, Dr. Slump.
Other works as well.
Other works, many other works. But of course, Eric, Dragon Ball is what he's known for.
Of course.
Now, he took the classic MacGuffin trope, and it's pure and simple. We're gonna go get these things, they grant wishes. How does this work? It really doesn't matter. We explain it later with some bullshit about
the
universes
Namekians
and whatever.
Right.
Alright, we explain it later, but it doesn't matter right now in the series. All we know is Bulma wants the Dragon Balls, and Goku's here to help her.
Bulma's got tech, it works. Oolong has magic, it works. He paid for lessons to learn how to transform.
That's it. You don't need to know anything else.
Right.
Clear inspiration from Journey to the West with Oolong. Clear. Yamcha! He's a bum! He was always a bum!
In the desert with a scimitar, Wolfang Fist.
Wolfang Fist, classic Eric. We're traveling, we're journeying around, and of course the villain turns up. Now we introduce the concept of the wish. The first wish is basically just like a gag.
Right.
Oolong wishes for panties, right, or some shit.
I can't remember. It's something like that.
Something like that. It's a gag, whatever. We established the wish, we established the mission. Then next arc, Pilaf comes in. Evil. He wants to wish for his own ends. And then we up the stakes yet again. Red Ribbon Army wants the Dragon Balls. For their goal, Eric. Goku has to stop him.
Right.
And of course you got the range of characters. You got Bulma, the smart tech girl, very weak. She solves all problems with technology.
Right.
Then you got Yamcha. He tries to be the cool guy. He sucks. Krillin is the real first rival character for Goku.
Right. He's better than Goku.
He's better than Goku when they first introduced him.
Right.
And then you got the classic wise master, Master Roshi. Now, I don't know if Master Roshi ever has like a wise speech.
No.
No. He's a gag man.
He teaches him lessons in the training.
That's right. He teaches him the Kamehameha classic maneuver. Alright. And then we move on to the King Piccolo saga. We're getting more... The tone gets more serious every time. And then we hit Z.
Right.
Eric, everyone knows Dragon Ball. Eric, not all the people... I want to say half the Z audience
You know what the
has not seen Dragon Ball.
The amazing thing about Dragon Ball Z is, it's a second part, and you don't need to read the first one. Really.
No, really.
At all.
You kind of a bit lost at the start because you're like, what really the fuck's going on here?
Right.
Who the fuck's Piccolo? Who's Chi-Chi? You know. But Eric, Z. The classic saga. Is this Toriyama's best work?
Dragon Ball Z?
The Frieza saga. It has the Eric, it's iconic. Frieza, the iconic villain.
I'd say Frieza all the way to, like, the Cell games. Is probably the most iconic.
Okay. And then it starts getting weird.
And then, it starts getting a bit weird, but as documented by the editor.
Yeah.
Because the androids were supposed to be the villains. And then the editor's like, man, come on.
We need some sort of fucking...
We can't be behind fighting teens.
Yeah.
Is he the first man to use a character to hype other characters, Christian? Vegeta gets fucked every arc.
Vegeta gets frauded every arc for Goku.
Right.
Goku is the clear golden child. Alright, he gets all the power-ups, all the buffs. Of course, Teen Gohan was supposed to be the new MC, and then editor's like, nah.
The thing about Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball is, it's self-aware on its own mechanics. Which I haven't really seen replicated.
What do you mean by this?
Vegeta knows how the Saiyan cells work. He purposely takes damage and gets healed constantly.
Eric, we love to see that shit.
It completely using the own rules against the situation in a way that is kind of like playing an RPG and exploiting the system.
Of course, Eric, you bring up RPGs.
Dragon Quest.
We can't forget about Dragon Quest. The legendary Japanese role-playing franchise.
Right.
So many iconic designs and characters. All stemming from Toriyama. The man can do fantasy, Eric. He can do sci-fi. The style...
Monsters.
The
Monster
style
designs.
is universal.
Crazy.
He has such a honed and specific visual language that you understand as Dragon Ball, Eric. There has been no one trying to replicate Dragon Ball in terms of style.
Well, there's Super that tries to get close. It's
I
not
mean,
the same.
it's still Dragon Ball, but you know what I mean.
You can tell it's not the same.
There hasn't been a series that tries to copy the style.
I'm interested to see the manuscripts of Dragon Ball because it kind of looks like he's just not even doing pencil first.
Straight pen.
Straight pen, I don't know. But if you look closely at the line work, it's very quick line work. You can tell by the curvature of the stroke of the pen when it comes off the page. You know how you go slow, it's very deliberate.
Yeah.
If you go fast, it
Yeah,
kind of clips off.
Yeah.
When you stroke. Interesting. I feel like you can tell in the details, like, say if it kicks coming downwards, all the line work will be stroked in that direction.
Yeah.
It's all the little subtle details of his style that go unnoticed, Christian.
Let's talk about, of course, the first power-up transformation. Super Saiyan. Unless you want to count Great Ape. I don't know if you want to count that. Does it count? Does it not count?
I don't know if it's a power-up because it's more of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Kind of thing.
Losing control, Great Ape.
Mm.
It's now a problem in the plot kind of thing. It only becomes a power when Vegeta can control it, you know?
Yeah. So, do we believe...
Kind of like a werewolf thing.
So, Super Saiyan changed the game.
The power-up.
The level of hype...
The transformation.
The level of hype Super Saiyan unleashed upon the world is what really created the Battle Shonen.
You know what I've been thinking about lately?
Yeah.
You know what story is really about when you break it down? Delivering a power fantasy.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Would you agree that that's what it boils down to? What the audience attaches to? We're talking about
Battle Shonen.
Battle Shonen, Conquest, pulpy like Rocky pulp stuff.
Yeah.
Is
that power fantasy?
Is it the power fantasy that draws the people in, Christian? Super Saiyan, one of the ultimate power fantasies. First of all, Kung Fu martial arts master, high tier power fantasy, and then you add the I'm angry, I get more buff. I turn into a legendary form.
And you fold Frieza!
You folded. It's not even a contest.
No.
He goes full power mode, is still Gurnin. He killed Krillin again. You think he can't come back, but it turns out
He can.
the other Dragon Balls don't count.
Eric, we don't have to get into the conveniences of... Toriyama's running with the fly. Alright, we all know that, we all understand that. Is that
It's just like...
pulling him to place? But
I'm still... You know in One Piece how they go, wow, this Delphi works like this, so you can exploit it like that.
Mm.
But Oda would never write that.
sometimes he does.
So sometimes he does.
Only One Piece he does with Crocodile and
Sure.
Ace.
But again, he's got the balls to exploit his own mechanics.
That's quality writing.
Exploited. Ridiculous goon shit from Vegeta. Straight up clown behavior. And it's not enough.
Can we talk about when Goku lands on Planet Namek?
Fucks up the Ginyu Force.
The Ginyu
Iconic.
Force can't do shit.
Vegeta's doing alright against the Ginyu Force. He fucks up one guy.
Kicks one guy's head off.
Censored.
Alright. But Goku comes in and he's so fast and he's so superior. The guy's known for speed. Can't even see that he's moving.
Use a bomber's technology to train Christian. All comes into play.
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, really, it's incredible.
The random animal humans never explained once.
No.
Never
Doesn't
even,
matter.
no, never
Doesn't
even
matter.
addressed. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
sure.
Do you think if Dragon Ball was released today,
Dragon Ball?
would it be top tier? Is there a space for something like Dragon Ball?
Straight up gag manga in Japan.
See, you know what reminded me of Dragon Ball?
Because Dragon Ball is straight up gag for a long time. Would he get away with the Bulma stuff?
Eric, yeah, it's Japan.
It's Japan.
That's nothing compared to
Classic
these
bits,
days.
classic
That's absolutely nothing compared to these
I
days.
think the style would still capture the audience. It's not... The style somehow is timeless. It's pure.
Now, Eric, I just want to say this.
And the man... You see other artists in his era, heavily detailed, rendered. He stood out. I think he's standing out these days. I think it would take off in Japan. It's very Japanese humor, still.
Yeah. Japanese humor hasn't changed for 70 years.
They need to remake Dragon Ball, man. And the fresh remake.
Anime.
Actually trying. Don't give me that two-tone black hair. Make it look like plastic.
No.
Don't
Black.
do that. Make it move as well. Come on.
Yeah.
Have a little movement to it. It's not literally
Static.
Alright? People would watch. Because you know how hyped I got in that Dragon Ball Superheroes trailer when it was Red Ribbon Army shit reanimating the trailer? Sakuga 2024? Peak.
It will take over yet again.
It has to be in the it has to be in the conversation now. Surely the last week.
Sure, yeah, it has.
Executives.
Let's bring it back.
It has to be.
Derek, of course, there's Dragon Ball Super. And it loses something. It definitely does lose something. The style's not completely right. Goku's too thin. Can we just say that?
Altering his buff.
I'm aware Ultra is buff. But Eric, when are we going to see Goku at the end of Z?
The blue gi?
Blue gi.
That's after Super.
When are we going to see absolutely jacked out of his mind Goku?
Yoked out Goku. Grandpa Goku.
Yeah. Grandpa. When are we going to see Grandpa Goku?
Well, I think it's a few years after Super, so...
Hopefully soon. Now, Eric, I was going to say, you know what reminded me of Dragon Ball Z?
What?
Toriko. Get the thing quest. Comedy. Action. That's all it's about.
Right. Comments on the tournament arc structure. There's a lot of tournaments in Dragon Ball Z.
I know.
Classics.
Classics.
And you know why? You know what the fights remind me of in Dragon Ball Z? The video game Punch-Out.
Work the gimmick out.
Each roster's got a certain gimmick. They're not just strong fighters. Because Goku in the tournaments, he's the strongest man.
Yeah.
But they all got their gimmicks. Tien, he's got the after image. He literally splits himself into three people.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it's a puzzle fight. Jackie Chan, Christian.
Of course, Jackie Chan.
Krillin. Of course, Toriyama invented the famous intertransmission. Speed lines vanish.
Disappear.
Did he invent the after image? I don't know.
I don't know about that.
The key blast. The Kamehameha. Iconic. Everyone knows Christian. Apparently, in sign language, if you reference Dragon Ball, you do the Kamehameha motion.
Go.
The legacy's unmatched. I don't know if it's going to be surpassed.
I think maybe Oda can do it.
Oda could. With the remake coming out.
It's clear to me Oda inherited Toriyama's will. And that's clear. Best friend. They were very close friends, Eric.
Yeah.
Mentor figure to Oda. And Oda's going to go crazy for that cover page when he does it.
Do you think we're going to get a cover in... Is it too soon or is it next week's magazine or this week's?
Well, he actually died on the 1st, so it's been a few weeks.
They printed early, though. They printed real early.
It's possible. We'll get it soon. But it's clear that Kishimoto and Oda were the two proteges of Toriyama.
And people look at Dragon Ball for its rawness, for its edginess, for its...
But it's goofy. It's at least 60% goofy.
Most of its gags, Goku's a goon, and then he gets serious.
That's right. And maybe that's what Shonen Jump is missing these
And
days.
you know, I don't know if anyone else has done this, but his children get involved in the plot. What other Shonen MC has the children get in the plot?
So, Eric,
It's kind of strange.
It's strange, it's weird. Any father would be like, no, you're not fighting.
But it's Goku.
But it's Goku. It's all about the fight.
No one else has done it. These...
I guess technically JoJo, if you want to count Joseph.
That's sure.
Yeah.
And you have to see this man grow from a little child to a full 40-year span, Christian.
Yeah.
You really grow up with the character. You learn the character. It's kind of crazy when he turns up at the end of Dragon Ball in like teen mode.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
We don't appreciate... I don't think the Twitter community does not appreciate Dragon Ball, Eric.
I think they think about it as iconic, but they don't understand the technical masterpiece that it is. It doesn't get enough credit. Of course, Christian, how could we forget the Goku swag outfit when he comes back from the Frieza fight?
Eric,
Transmission.
How can we forget about Future? How can we forget about Future
Trunks? Iconic moment. Do you know who animated the iconic
Burning Attack? As you say, Natoshi. Who was it?
Natoshi. One of his first items.
The OG!
The original man.
Natoshi's the guy. Natoshi came in and he's like,
a young man.
let me just draw iconography right here. Burning Attack.
The half-cut jean jacket.
It's a choice.
With the black pants. The
high pants, Eric.
The sword.
He's got his jeans pulled up to his nipples.
I mean, that's Toriyama. Everyone's got their waist on their like above their belly button.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's how you wear gi, I suppose.
Yeah. Right high. Yeah.
Right.
The sword. Out of nowhere. Gives him a sword.
Best Goku outfit.
Best Goku is...
It's a blue Goku. At the end of the day.
It's hype as fuck, but is it the best Goku? For me, the most iconic Goku is the return on Namek Goku. Right before Super Saiyan. In that saga.
He's got the Kaioken.
He's got the Kaioken. Can't forget that technique. Alright.
How do you feel about the turtle gi with the power pole?
It's classic. Where's the power pole? Goku's supposed to be a staff man.
He slaps people with it. He doesn't do a lot of twirling.
Doesn't do a lot of twirling. He spins it around and shit. The power pole. Where'd you put that item, Goku? Where'd you put that legendary item?
The Nimbus.
Classic. Still uses it.
Useful item.
Yeah. When you really break it down, it's kind of crazy how, like, every anime fan knows Dragon Ball, understands Dragon Ball. And there's a respect there. Because it's the first, and it's actually goated. Right? It's very rare when something's the first.
And it's goated.
But Toriyama did it. And that's why the legacy will live forever, Eric. What did Dr. Hero look say, Eric?
A man's unforgotten, Christian.
A man is only forgotten. A man really dies, but he's forgotten. And Toriyama won't be forgotten until this planet explodes. Right?
The father of the shonen.
We'll be doing Spirit Bomb techniques forever.
Who's the next generation?
That's a good question, Eric.
Who is it?
We need Oda to retire. And we need to mentor someone. Now, the current business model, I'm surprised they left Toriyama alone for so long. He was able to retire. Yeah, they did GT, and I'm sure he was a little bit involved, but he wasn't on that schedule.
Films, games, movies. He's always around doing stuff.
He's around doing stuff. But Eric, they gave him time to mentor the next generation.
Will that be Oda?
It's going to be Kishimoto, it's going to be Oda. Because they were at the top. You can only train a man to be at the top when you were at the top. Eric.
Right. To command that respect.
To command that respect, to show them the way. Of the sales, of the acclaim, of everything. And to do that, you got to have time. And Oda's got to wrap up One Piece, and then he's got to give his talents over to the next generation.
Is there an assistant he likes that will be his successor? Right now.
We don't know.
That he has assistants.
We know he has assistants.
Much like he was an assistant on Kenshin.
You don't really hear about Oda's assistants coming out with one-shots.
He said you gotta die for One Piece.
You gotta die.
You don't got time making manuscripts.
No.
You gotta draw Onigashima in immense detail. You see this design on this roof? Fuck you.
Eric, shout outs to Toriyama. The man, the myth, the legend. He will be missed. And we acknowledge the great man and the great legend.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Moving on to Hashtag Shakes.
How strong is Shanks?
Hashtag Shakes, Eric. Every week, come to the question of how strong is Shags? And every week, we answer. Shags is the strongest. Shags is the God King.
Correct.
But there are still people out there who say Kaido's the strongest.
Foolish.
There are still people out there who say sweatiest man on the planet, Akainu the strongest.
Sakasugi.
Still people, Eric, lunatics, madmen, who say dragons are strongest. Where are you, dragon? 5 Gorosei, 0 dragons. Where is he? There are people out there who say I'm the strongest, and he's clearly gonna be a Blackbeard victim.
Correct.
And the worst of them all, Eric. The most brain dead of them all. The Mihawk suckers. They think Mihawk's the strongest.
Big L. Huge L.
Huge.
Massive L.
But every week, we're bringing 100% factual information to the table. And this week's evidence is Seiji's so strong that he learnt the Haki Blast from Goku himself. When Shanks does that one-armed Kamehameha Haki Blast, Mihawk in the mud. Shanks is the king. Moving on. Top of the show. Now, Eric, it is indeed a break week. And with that comes dummies on Twitter.
An appropriate topic, I might add, because we're talking about Dragon.
That's right. The OG power scaling.
What is his power level?
Eric, people still can't power scale. It's been 2,000 years. And there's still people out there saying, but Oda's not going to ride the fight that way.
Which is true.
Eric, I'll let you explain it.
It's basically, I was on Brago's channel explaining to him how the power scale is power scale. The issue of the debate was, does Rayleigh get one shot by the Quake Fist?
Mm.
And then it's evolved into Rayleigh won't get hit by Quake Fist, or he's got this, he's got that.
That's not the question.
That's not the question.
First of all, that's not the question.
A power scaling debate is pure stats.
Pure
now,
stats.
What does that mean? Power, speed, defense,
Stamina.
intellect,
IQ, sure.
IQ comes into play, which is a hard stat to calculate.
Sure.
But intellect in One Piece never really comes into play unless you're talking about Nami or so.
Yeah.
Everyone's about the same battle IQ.
Yeah.
In reality.
Yeah.
And keep it that simple. You can do the mathematics, and you're about right.
Yeah.
So the mathematic goes like this. I ask him, Brogo, Kid versus Rayleigh in a fight, 1v1. What diff? He says Rayleigh high extreme diff. I go, okay. Fine, if that's your answer. We know Kid gets one shot by a divine departure.
That's fact. Now, of course, people want to bring in...
That is pure stat matchup. Attack versus defense.
Yeah, some people want to say Shanks not Kid.
Even though... You know what's the easiest defense?
Even though he saw him and said, red hair, Nani.
That was kind of irrelevant. What the point was, Christian,
okay.
And the easiest way to just completely debunk the whole gun thing exploding was did no damage to the ship.
Or Shanks.
So couldn't have done any damage.
Or
and then they're rattled. Like, well, no. Okay. But, yeah, high extreme diff on Rayleigh, okay, you've established it. I kind of agree. Sure. Right? Rayleigh Kid, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
Then you go, okay, he gets one shot by divine departure from Shanks. Emperor's, from what we know, from what we can see, similar attack potency and attack power.
Sure.
Similar. There's some anomalies here and there.
Yeah.
We see the Whitebeard Quake Fist fucking up Akainu. That's just a fact.
People count about that.
That's just a pure fact. Alright? So I go Black Vortex, Korosu Christian into the Quake Fist, the classic 1-2 combo.
Of course.
Rayleigh
hasn't actually used it in canon yet, but...
Rayleigh gets one shot.
Old man,
Quake Fist, one shot. I explained the math, and he goes, well, that wouldn't happen. Like that. That's not how that works. I go, okay, brother, how many Quake Fists? And he wouldn't answer the question. Because he knows the answer's 1 or 2, but he doesn't want to say it because it's Rayleigh. But this is how you power scale people. It's just pure mathematics. And you got to take the source out of it. If you're a Zoro fan, you got to come to terms with the fact that he's still fine Rob Lucci. Yeah. That he struggled with King.
Hey, people say that was a low diff. I don't know what the fuck they're on. Maybe the anime source are too much.
He didn't one-shot King, did he?
No.
People think he won. He did not one-shot King with King of Helmo. It was a few attacks.
Yeah.
That's not one-shot. People go to the scarring of Kaido. Okay, it was somewhat impressive. Didn't do nearly as much as Odin the first time.
No.
Kaido's like, yeah, okay. Zoro's like, alright. The scarring of Kaido, sure. But you mix it all in, you get some stats spinning out, you go, Zoro's probably getting fucked up by Luffy.
Definitely.
Now, I know he's your favourite character, and this and that, and what about the sword, and...
When you start having to spin, you know you're coping.
Right. Just do the basic mathematics. Your mathematics might be... What? We can argue on the numbers.
Sure.
That's where the power scaling debate starts.
Yeah.
Really. When we're arguing about the numbers. Because we can't argue a theoretical fight that Oda's going to write.
No.
Because it's kind of pointless. Because by all accounts, Luffy should have lost that fight with Katakuri if you're going by pure stats.
And Kaido.
But plot happens, story stuff happens, bloomage, awakenings.
Many things.
So that's how you power scale people. Stat versus stat. Because when you start doing crazy shit, then you get into trouble.
Eric.
We like to add X factor onto the stat calculations. That means special abilities.
Tricks. Eric, how long have we been in the game for?
Long time.
How many times have we been wrong about power scaling?
Not that often.
0 times.
Pretty close most of the time. People were saying Zoro was first commander level in Fishman Island.
Incorrect.
Then Oda proceeded to give Zoro a few power-ups in order to get Shima to raise into the...
Enma and Conqueror's Haki and Keyhole mode.
And Sachi training.
I don't know about the Snatchy training. Right? I'm not going to give him that. He never even used the move.
Okay. That's
Right.
true. It's a little odd.
He says it all the time. Never uses it.
But that's how you pass scale. Simple, clean. Kind of comes from really the idea of Dragon Ball, really.
That's right, the power level.
Power level. Clean.
See, Oda tried it for like 20 chapters and he threw it in the bin.
Oda likes to keep it vague a lot of the time just so he can manipulate things. So things can happen.
Yeah. See, Eric, the brilliance of Oda is he never gives you a straight fight, so you're always talking about him.
You're always talking about theoretics.
You're always talking about theory because Oda will never give you a straight fight.
Unless he fucks Kid.
Unless he wants to fraud someone. Like Sanji. Or Kid.
It's crazy. Shanks is everything the Edge Masters want.
And they won't attach to him.
He's a cool guy. He one-shots dudes. He fucks them up. He's got the events. He's got the speeches.
But Eric...
But Zoro's attached to Mihawk's legacy. So we have to slander it.
That's right. Now, Eric, moving on to question of the show. The people
Share
with their
thoughts.
Dragon Ball memories.
I suppose we should start with ours, Christian. Of course, the classic. After school, Dragon Ball classic.
Let's come on the show.
What was it, 7:30? We're talking about 8 o'clock?
Oh, 8 o'clock probably. Dragon Ball came on TV.
It's after Stephen Colbert, Christian. Or was it before?
I don't know what the fuck. It was on Cartoon Network, maybe? It was on something.
Right.
Dragon Ball used to come on, Eric. And I was playing Dragon Quest on my DS. The ultimate Toriyama experience right there. Right? How could you... Eric, I don't think anyone could not enjoy Dragon Ball.
It's pure.
How can you not enjoy Dragon Ball?
It's
If
fun.
you don't enjoy Dragon Ball, you're dead. You have no soul. You're cynical beyond repair. What are you doing with your life?
True.
Alright. Of course, Dragon Ball Z in the morning, Toonami. Alright. Seeing all the knockoff Dragon Ball merch, heck we forget.
Go to the Chinese markets. Fake Goku shit, fake Trunks shit.
Always fake. Always
Those
fake.
weird toys with no backs on them.
Eric,
Just horror.
you could, Eric, back in the day, in the early 2000s, you could never find real...
Yeah, in
merch.
Australia, no shot.
No real merch for any anime.
I feel like we,
Zero real merch.
when did we start getting real anime merch? 10 years ago?
Eric, I would say only like 3 years ago, it's becoming commonplace.
In Australia.
In EB Games,
Right.
in Target, you can find the anime merch. But before then,
Grim.
you had to go to the specialty stores, the import stores, to get it.
They were nowhere.
Nah. Good.
You couldn't get anything. All you had was bullshit.
And we enjoyed that bullshit, Eric. We enjoyed it.
I assume that Trunks figure we got's real.
I mean, it's high quality. It's high quality.
It's high quality enough.
Yeah. You gotta assume that was real.
That was off the school fair, Christian.
That's right. I don't know who the fuck imported that.
Fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards, of course, the
Oh.
classic. You could get Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You could get cards.
You get real cards.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys bringing in Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh cards, trying to make up abilities. We see you out there, they're frauds.
Give me 20,000 HP. Oh.
That's convenient for you.
Eric, the amount.
Of course, Christian, I had my jeweler's eyepiece inspecting the cards.
It was so
that were-
obvious, though.
I know, but you know, you're 12, and these fucking
Oh, it's
cards.
misprinted, and it's not even like in the
I
center.
guarantee you, if you gave some idiot a card and a fake card, they wouldn't be able to tell.
It's obvious.
As the Art Kings, Christian, forever, they came to us for knowledge.
And power. Alright, but let's move on to the people, Eric.
That art room was a real shonen-like experience. Because you had the two rivals, Christian.
That's
and
right.
And then you had a few
A few
good men that could rival, maybe take a W at some point.
That's true.
Very rare, but the pressure was there. They would take the W.
Shout out to the art squad, the art room art squad every day. In that art room.
No, I don't know how many left, Christian. How many made it?
That's a good point. Who knows? Who knows how many made it? But let's get into the questions, Eric.
I'm making anime now, so it's a full circle, Christian. There you go.
Will he work on anime? The Dragon Ball anime, Dragon Ball Super.
It does an opportunity.
Will he animate a burning attack, following in the footsteps?
This is the issue I'm coming up with anime. Christian, I want to do cool shit.
But
the time constraints are difficult.
You have to
manage.
become a Japanese salaryman. That means cigarettes and no sleep, Eric.
I don't know if you ever have to be drawing under pressure, because you've never really had that.
I've done it, put it on myself.
Sure, but there's never really like this is fucking dude, and you gotta fucking do it for the production. You only have a certain amount of juice. I think you know that.
Yeah,
there's only a certain amount of artistic juice you got. And it's fine when you're just doing in-betweens, because that's not really requiring any artistic effort. But when you're drawing the keyframes, Christian, and you gotta have movement, the battery drains quick. And I'm sure it'll build that with experience.
Yeah.
As you know what the fuck. It's getting better, I know it's getting better. But the drainage is quick. So we gotta increase our stamina. But it's just repetitions. But we've got some good stuff coming.
We'll see.
I need that Shanks episode, Christian. Can I just will it into existence?
It's coming up.
See,
running out of time, my friend.
This is what people don't understand. How do I do something? You will it into existence.
That's right.
I put shit on Twitter. They saw it. I got on an episode. I did some shit. They liked it. See, this is my whole career.
This is how everyone's career works.
Sure, it's a little bit more structured than other careers, I suppose. You know, you do this and then you get promoted.
You would think so. It doesn't really work like that. It's always about opportunity.
I mean, if you get an accounting, you get an engineering degree. Or you get an IT degree.
It's always about choosing the right opportunities, though.
Right. That's true. It's about taking the opportunity. But you gotta will shit into existence.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you don't fucking try, then what's the fucking point?
Turning up every day.
On time.
On time, putting in the best effort.
Maybe a little bit early.
Being the best consistently for an extended amount of time.
And then you can't get comfortable in that position.
No.
You gotta move on to the bigger pond, Christian.
That's right.
You can't be the biggest fish in the small pond.
No.
Because that's a sad state of affairs.
No. But Eric, you gotta be consistent. Consistent, high effort, high reward. But Eric, moving on to the actual stories and reminiscing.
From the people.
Of course, Toriyama understands that mentality. Operating at a high level.
Goku.
For a long time. From that, my memory of trying to convince my friends to watch OG Dragon Ball, because I think most people only know Z onwards. I think OG Dragon Ball is Toriyama at his best and purest form, where the story was about a bench adventure and actual Dragon Balls. See, I agree with that here, and it kind of ends halfway through the Cell Saga, as you kind of said. The Frieza Saga is still about the Dragon Balls. You know?
Kind of every saga they gotta get the Dragon Balls to do some shit.
Yeah. But like, didn't they send like Yajirobe to get them? And it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's like not an actual thing. But the Dragon Ball, Eric, I would say from Dragon Ball to the halfway point in Cell Saga is pure. Then it gets weird as fuck.
I like the Buu Saga.
The Buu Saga has good moments.
Talk about manipulating mechanics. The Buu Saga is full of manipulation of mechanics.
Yeah.
Including that time chamber.
There's a lot of cool shit in the Buu Saga, but it's messy. It's a mess.
Toriyama's like, Gotenks and Gohan can go to Go Super Saiyan. They'll fuse to Go Super Saiyan 3.
I don't give a fuck.
Who else would do that? That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
That's wild.
But yeah, Boo Saga has a lot of cool shit in it. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
But it's messy. Same with the end of Cell. With the training and the weird tournament, you know. Cell Junior. It's weird. From middle. With the anime, I remember being a child watching Toonami, and my family recorded me watching Vegeta versus Raccoon. I also remember finding all the secret playing of Budokai 3.
Classic.
Finding Broly.
We didn't even bring up the video games, Christian. The infinite counter. Those matches last 20 minutes.
Yeah. Broly and turning Super Saiyan 4, Eric.
Classic.
The endless playthroughs of Legacy of Goku on the Game Boy Advance.
Classic video game.
We only had the Cell Saga, Eric.
We had one.
The Cell Saga.
Was that the Cell Saga?
Yeah. What's the Cell? Yeah. Legacy of Goku 2.
We had 2.
Yeah, not 1, not 3, but 2.
Okay. I played them all.
Yeah.
You have to get all the shit to unlock Gogeta.
You have to
get all the secret items and
weird like RPG grinding mechanics.
kind
and
of
leveling
Chrono
up.
Trigger like in some ways.
Kind of like an action RPG.
Right.
It was a great game for Eric. It's a great game on the Game Boy
The
Advance.
little chicken that you
Of course, the weird sound effects that makes it crunchy,
special beam cannon.
which was broken.
Right.
Shut out.
What? You could select HP or attack, right? When you leveled up, was that a thing?
No, I think you just got it. I think
You just got the stats.
You just got the stats.
Okay. Maybe the best Dragon Ball game.
Maybe.
I keep on seeing things about Kakarot. I'm like, I'm interested.
Derek.
It's a 7 out of 10. It's maybe an 8 out of 10. Of course, Christian, Budokai 4 coming out. Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
I didn't want. It's got a new name.
Yeah, it's like.
What's going on? Is it actually a Budokai game?
Yeah, it's sparking something. I can't remember what the name's actually called.
Okay.
The trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer.
It's Budokai 4, and the roster looks large.
Eric, will we stop the bullshit?
I need peel off with the dick rocket.
Classic. Eric, I need that infinite counter. I don't want no bullshit.
Make it real tight.
Make it hard as fuck. 2 frame.
For the sake of us, have good netcode, please.
It's not good.
It can't be, sure.
Moving on. Endless playthroughs Legacy of Goku, Rip Toriyama. From Hellbound. Lots of memories, moments from Z, but one of all my all-time moments comes from Dragon Ball Barbar's tournament. Kid Goku fights and routine and reunites with his father Gohan.
Of course,
and gets closure to what happened. Right? What happened the night the last.
I don't think he still realizes he's dead though.
No, Goku
He's
real
like,
dumb.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goku real dumb, Eric. That's the charm.
Right. Shout out Grandpa Gohan, Christian.
From Jord Lee. DBZ was the thing that made me start working out over 15 years ago, Eric. How many workout guys have that gi, Eric? Or that Goku shirt on?
Or that Goku tank top.
Screaming in the gym. How many of those dudes exist?
A lot of
50% of the dudes in the gym?
They know Dragon Ball. 50% know Dragon Ball. They're in there because of Goku.
Don't want to be Goku.
Not Vegeta.
Eric, maybe if you're a small Italian man, you want to be...
the winner's peak.
You want to be Vegeta. You're a small, angry Italian man.
Right.
You want to be Vegeta. Right?
Vegeta's proportions in the Saiyan Saga are comical.
They're hilarious.
He gets a little bit more.
When he gets that
elongated.
neck, Eric, it kind of stops being fun.
He gets a little elongated in the Cell Saga and stuff.
Yeah. Shout out Vegeta.
Right.
Well, especially with the body weight training. My favorite memory in DBZ was when they were all training in the heavy gravity.
Right.
Such a raw form of breathing, of training, it's beautiful. The character development of Vegeta is probably one of the best in anime history. His transition across the whole of Z is incredible. Toriyama doesn't get enough credit for Vegeta. We appreciate Vegeta, Eric, but he's still kinda
Why did he take the margin power?
He has a speech about it, Eric. About how he's the shadow, and how he's always the second
Goku
fiddle.
always sandbagging, man. He didn't use Super Saiyan 3.
Eric, he gives that speech where he's like, "Have you ever been behind a man? Has your destiny been stolen by some fucking common bum?" Vegeta man.
Shut up, Vegeta. The second fiddle.
Forever the second fiddle.
Apparently he gets some shit in Super manga, but
Vegeta, Eric, the Dragon Ball Z fan, the Dragon Ball Super fans got mad. Why? Because you had to get Vegeta got frauded. And it is, and will always will be,
the turn of events. It's sad, but
Vegeta will forever get frauded. Because Goku always saves the day.
correct.
Final Flash. For nothing. Kills Boo for no
What's
reason.
Vegeta's best move? Is it Big Bang Attack or Final Flash? Has to be Final Flash. Don't say Galley Gun, because that's stupid.
I wasn't going to say Galley Gun, Eric. No one was going to say Galley Gun. Probably Final Flash.
Big Bang Final Flash, iconic.
Dragon Ball
Big
GT.
Bang Kamehameha, Christian.
Dragon Ball GT. Eric, I
Super
appreciate
Saiyan 4 Gogeta still the best.
Super Saiyan 4 is better than Super Saiyan God. And that's not an uncommon take.
Blue just takes it back to like Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but he's got blue hair now.
Yeah. Super Saiyan 4. Why isn't
Not
it gold?
Vegeta, not Vegeta.
Why isn't Super Saiyan 4 gold?
Right. Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4, the best form.
Okay.
Christian never liked Super Saiyan 3. He's a fraud, he's a bum.
It has no place. Goku uses it like twice.
It takes a long time to activate.
Alright. It's okay.
Raw. Christian hates it.
What's going on with the forehead?
The eyebrows, Christian. Have you seen Ultra Ego Vegeta? He also has no eyebrows. It's not good. He's purple as well. Purple hair.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Another memory coming to mind, Christian. Maybe year 4, year 5, Christian. We're talking 10. Maybe 11.
Okay.
Type it into the Google search engine. Super Saiyan 5.
Dragon Ball
Super
AF.
Dragon Ball AF. That shit was trash. I was 10 at the time. I knew it was trash.
Yeah. What the fuck is that white Goku with the weird armor?
They always went edgy with it.
They always went edgy and over the top.
And they still do it now with Luffy. 14-year-olds never
They
change.
will never stop. They will never stop.
Never change.
Never stop. Anime fans will never stop. From Abhishek D. I watched DBZ before Dragon Ball because that's what aired on TVs 20 years ago.
Yes.
I remember watching from the very first episode. Dragon Ball was my second anime after Speed Racer, although I wasn't familiar with the whole anime concept back then. It's like, what's going on in India? Why is Speed Racer on TV? We're not going to ask questions.
Okay.
But Dragon Ball Z is what changed my perspective on how an action-based series should be. It set the bar. Nothing I watched afterwards in any other cartoon or movie or TV show was nearly as fascinating as that. If I were to pick a favorite moment, it would be Goku showing up in time to save Krillin and Gohan, flexing his energy with led to iconic over 9,000. The internet meme. Years later, I watched the OG Dragon Ball, which I know is one of the best works in Japanese fiction, but Dragon Ball Z probably is the more popular because it has the culture amongst the shonen community.
Dragon Ball Z, Christian, direct correlation to the hands community.
100%.
Hands.
The hands enjoyers.
Right.
But Dragon Ball Z probably is, without a doubt, the inspiration of the big three. I don't follow Super nowadays, but I think there's always nice to say about it that Super did make me feel like that kid once again in the Tournament of Power arc.
Who can forget the Ultra Instinct moment, Christian? Classic moment. I can't say Jiren the bum, but You know,
No.
they can't all be winners.
From Harvesting Berry, Eric, he comes in.
The hater, will he have a good memory?
Yes, he comes in with respect, Eric.
Okay. As all anime fans, Christian, no anime fan is saying shit. The JoJo guys aren't shitting on it.
No.
The Bleach guy, all respect.
All respect from the GOAT to the GOAT. Me and my cousin would spend hours and hours playing Budokai 3 on weekends, Eric.
Of course.
Would stay up late to watch Dragon Ball Tsunami, and at night we would buy Cell Saga VHSs at the thrift store. It wasn't until much later that I learned that the original Dragon Ball was a thing and watched it too. To this day, Dragon Ball is one of my favorite anime manga, and I thank Toriyama for creating something so important to my childhood that I still enjoy now. Rest in peace.
The GOAT.
From Carmo Smith, still at a loss for words, man. This man's down
Damn
bad.
bad. He must be Mexican.
South America.
South America in shambles.
It's a national day of mourning, Eric. They don't know what to do.
Right.
From Nadish. I used to draw Goku when I was a kid. Only thing I knew about the show was it's called Dragon Ball Z, and the guy's name is Goku. One day, one of my friends introduced me to the show when I couldn't even understand English or Japanese. I used to stay up and watch and enjoy the fights.
Transcends language, Christian.
Of course. Hands translates language.
Oh, obviously.
The Gohan whistle song, the greatest.
Okay.
From Jay Lukuba. Goku pulling up on Frieza and stating his defeat of the Saiyan race in his presence will always be on my mind when it comes to Goku moments. Super Saiyan. Eric, I don't think Dragon Ball Z would have been iconic as it was in the West or South America if we didn't have
The Super Saiyan.
the Super Saiyan or that legendary soundtrack.
Classic.
That is what Super is
How
missing.
do you feel about Gohan? Because he was clearly going to get the baton. Clearly the baton was going to get passed.
If the promise was ever made, you would have to feel differently about it. But the promise was never made, Eric.
It kind of was.
No, if the promise actually came fulfilled,
Right.
you would have something to say about it. You would feel a different way about it. But Gohan,
He was never about that life.
he got frauded.
He was never about that life, though. He wasn't about the fighting. But he had the rage.
The same rage.
He had the most potential, Christian.
He was stronger than Goku and Vegeta during that end of the Cell Saga. Then he gave up.
He had the mystic energy.
Then Super Saiyan 2.
Teen Goku. Gohan, brother.
It's crazy.
And then he dropped the earring.
How did he fumble? We could have got father-son fusion, Eric.
What would that be called, Christian?
Literally just go on.
Gohan.
There's no other combination. Maybe that's why Toriyama dropped it.
He's like, what do I call this? Gohan?
What would just Go-Go?
Go-Go. Interesting. Kuhan.
Kuhan.
Hanku.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
From Bigot. The future Trunks character intro is still my favorite character intro of all time.
It's raw.
Got it. Comes in.
Who's this man?
Who's this man? Instantly frauds
Mecha Frieza.
Mecha Frieza.
And King Cold.
And King Cold. Hits him with the
Cuts
burning
him in half.
attack.
He's got a sword, Christian.
As long as he's about burning attack dead.
He's got a sword.
Is
And he's a
this
Saiyan.
man-
And he's a Super Saiyan. And he's got a cool jacket.
And he's got a cool haircut.
Right. And you find out he's Vegeta's son. You're like,
And he
oh.
turns up like Leon Kennedy and then he goes Super Saiyan.
Right.
And he's got a sword. Crazy. Crazy.
Which King Cold immediately breaks.
I mean,
Because the Cold, his sword is a fine quality. And Trunks just fucks him up.
he never uses the sword again, which is, you know, a shout out Gohan for.
Cures Goku's heart disease.
How could we forget?
That Karoken doing damage.
It wasn't. It's never really stated what it was.
You assume it's the Karakan.
You assume it's the Karakan, but it seems like it's high cholesterol.
He's got a fucking Karakan times 100, which you're not supposed to do.
No.
You're not really supposed to do Karakan times 2, but...
Here's what is there. From Ubrika. OG Dragon Ball was the first time I watched So This Hurts. The Ariel and Goku fan arts finished me sad face. It's the first Super Saiyan transformation for something special. I never forgot the feeling when Frieza survived the Genki Dama, the Spirit Bomb. Why do people fucking use Japanese? I don't know sometimes.
Right.
I legit thought it was over, so the transformation really surprised me. RIP to the GOAT. From Tristan. Sitting with my younger brother for hours playing one of the games. I don't own an Xbox or any Dragon Ball games, so I only played when I visited my dad. I was the one I could connect with my family. I always be grateful to Toriyama. He's bringing families together, Eric.
With the Goku.
Dragon Ball bringing families together.
Right.
From Bushido Brown. When Goku was battling for Frieza in an impossible situation with no way to win, he said, "Mark my word, Frieza, even if a million times stronger than me, there's a way to win, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna beat your ass." That's what he said.
And he did.
From Pirate King. I learned what a cliffhanger was when I walked into my god brother's room and heard, "We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z."
Classic, iconic.
I was so excited to learn what happened. Frieza just fucked up and Goku getting mad. You can figure out my love for anime says manga grew from there. RIP to the most influential manga of all time.
The rocks firing up the lightning. The GOAT.
You know what, Eric? All that things combined together. But what do I remember the most?
What?
That pose, that stare, and that soundtrack.
Peak.
Can't forget that soundtrack. That soundtrack is something special, Eric. And that's what Super's missing. Find that man who made that soundtrack. Who the fuck knows where he is?
The 90s man.
Eric, who is this man?
Doing that electro
No one really
synth.
knows who this man is.
Right.
Was he even paid? Was he paid a sandwich and 5 cents? Who knows?
Right.
A pack of cigarettes and a Coke to do this soundtrack. But he pulled out one of the generational soundtracks.
Legendary.
Right. From Mandy Moon. DBZ Abridged is not Toriyama, but it's obviously couldn't have been made without him. Pure love for the series, Eric. Dragon Ball Bridge, iconic cultural show.
Right.
For the people of our age, the internet people, the internet kids. But Eric, if you haven't seen the OG,
You gotta see the OG.
what are you doing? If you've only seen Abridged,
Get it together.
get it together.
Right. I agree.
Everyone, the last question from Nemesis. I still remember the first time Goku used Kamehameha Wave and split the ocean right after Roshi used it on the beach. My friend Dylan and I would pretend to do it all day. We were like 5 or 6, ripped to the god of paddling, the god of tournament arcs. Really overstatement, made me tear up. Oh, Eric, Japan! Only good things to say about Toriyama,
Right.
only respect. There's only respect for the man.
Peak.
Or Eric, he is one of the true, pure manga men. There are very few, Eric. We
Right.
got Toriyama. We got Araki. If Araki didn't have manga, he'd be dead. And we have Oda. I would say those are the purest manga men.
Okay.
Kishimoto had to throw in the towel, Eric. Kubo had to throw in the towel. Oda's the gold star. Eric, Araki is 63. Eric, he famously said in his book, I am manga.
Right.
Without manga, I am nothing.
There you go.
I think Oda Toriyama feels that way.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear Oda complain about the workload?
No.
Do you ever hear Araki complain about the workload?
Araki takes his time.
He takes his, he's an older man. He's monthly now.
Okay.
Did you ever hear Toriyama complain about the workload? Because these men exist.
They are manga.
These men exist to create and draw manga. And that's all they do. And that's all they want to do. So the workload is nothing. Shout out to the goats out there. Shout out to the purists. The men who live for one or two things. And that's all they do. The true craftsmen, Eric. Those are the legends, those are the goats. Shaggy's the good king.
Good night.
Good night.